Okay, looks like we are live again. Hello, everybody. I'm Aman. And in today's video, I'm going to talk about a lesson that I've learned from observing a lot of AI companies on my podcast, which is called The Age of AI. And I've been talking to a lot of company CEOs who actually use machine learning in their company and also, been drawing. And so basically from all of these conversations that I'm having, and based on my own experience as a machine learning engineer, I've learned an interesting counterintuitive fact that you should ideally not have a machine learning team inside your company, even if all you're doing is, machine learning, right? So what does that mean? A machine learning team or a data science team is a team that is built around a certain skill set of just doing machine learning or just doing data science or data analysis or building predictive models and whatnot, right? So it's a skill-based team, a skill-based team function, and the idea is that it's going to support all the other teams by building tools and build, and it's going to be rented out in a way or contribute machine learning or AI to all the different other teams in the company, right? That's a typical idea, that the ideology or the intuition goes that way. And I think for the most part, for most AI companies, that's completely bullshit. Okay. And here's why, right? Machine learning is by default an R&D team, right? An R&D function. You have to do a lot of experiments to be able to ship something that actually is valuable, right? Either you take it as a pure R&D where you're just doing research for the long term. That's different. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about product focused R&D where you're building a team that's gonna research the best way to solve a particular problem, but the solution is not known in advance, right? Actually, let's skip to the whiteboard here. Okay. So yeah, why not have an ML team? You know, yeah. The one thing is ML is about research, right? You can't go out and have a solution in mind and just code it and build it and ship the product or test it. Okay. Since it's about research, iteration cycles are longer than for writing code. Okay, what do I mean? Iteration cycles are longer than writing code, right? It means you have to do experiments at a much slower pace when you're doing machine learning than if you could just write some code and make changes to the code to fix errors and fix bugs, right? You can't, let me just say, can't fix bugs, right? Number one. You can't, let's say, have objective performance metrics. I mean, all usually you go by some kind of accuracy metric or something. Are hard. Yeah, objective performance metrics are hard to find, right? You don't always have them. You have them, but you don't always have them. And you know, this basically means that if you are putting an ML team separate, this is the ML team and this is the dev team, the product team, right? These guys are going at this at a 2x speed, and these guys are going at a 0.5x team. So if they are dependent on each other, or if the dev team is dependent on the ML team to ship a model that they can use in the product, then this whole cycle is going to be completely messed up, right? You will basically have a loose, like, have a broken chain where one team is always waiting on the ML team to produce some magic, which kind of builds pressure on both sides, right? Instead, what you want is, if an ML engineer is in a team, that they are fully capable of shipping a product. So instead of an ML team, you should have an ML product team, right? What it means is, this is a product team, this is a product team, right? And it has, maybe like an ML engineer or two, and you have another product team with another, like, ML engineer, and this just goes as, so that each team can independently, ship products, independently ship products, right? This is critical. And now again, this, you could argue with this. Of course, it's contextual, but for the most part, if you're trying to build a company that heavily uses machine learning in all the different products, you would probably, lean toward this kind of a solution. Or you have an ML product team. Let's say you have only one team that has any ML engineers, and you have some ML product teams, and then you have some normal product teams, but they should all be independently able to ship products, right? You never want machine learning to be like a rented resource that, is at the same time working on multiple models, right? uh, yeah. And also, you want to put the ML engineers under the person who actually owns the product, so under the same product manager. And this just has come from actual real world experience, right? This advice or this concept is not something that I came up with, but it's really been tested in the market. I'll keep posting more video about this, but this was a really cool, quick, overview of